Somebody check this. I think it's streaming. Is it?
Ching chong chi.
Hello, people.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, guys. Sorry for starting late.
We have one concurrent viewer. It's one guy. Hello, guy.
It shows 3 to me actually.
আমার one আছে.
Oh, acha. But yeah, we were waiting for the other half of Thwip to show up. We can't seem to actually find the guys and where they are. But yeah, welcome to Thwip, all 1 to 3 of you. And Ajke, we were off the air for about 2 weeks because 2 weeks, yeah, because we were sleeping. And today we're gonna. Sleep is very important. Today we're going to talk about mangas that we are actually reading, and we are waiting on 2 other guys to join us. But for now, I'm Munazil, আমার সাথে আছে Rafi,
Hello.
and Raj.
Hello.
So basically, if you guys want to talk about anything specifically, talking to the listener here, you can basically say something in chat. And we can talk about that. You just type it in chat and we can talk about that if we know about it. We probably know about it. But yeah, where do we start? I'm automatically anime because I've been watching Dororo, and Dororo is so fucking boring. Why is it so boring? Who greenlit Dororo, and why do people say the Hidgase? It is the most boring piece of crap anime that looks pretty good I've ever seen. Like,
What's it about?
Basically, a guy is born, and well, there's a king called Daigo, and his land is being like swept by bad shit like floods and demons and shit like that. So he foregoes Buddha and goes to the 12 demons and says, I'm gonna make a deal with you. I'm gonna give you anything of mine that you want, but amar land tumi onek peace diba, prosperity diba, and you'll make me the greatest ruler in all of Japan. And the demons don't say anything. They're like, yeah, fuck off, or something like that. He doesn't get a response. At the same point, his wife is giving birth, and then she gives birth, and then he looks at the baby and sees that the baby doesn't have eyes, nose, and like or skin. Like, it's missing 12 of its organs and limbs, but it's still alive. So then he knows.
Blob? It's just a blob?
Well, it's a skeleton, skull, and chest, I think.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But it's still, and it can't even breathe because it doesn't have a nose. But the thing's alive, and so the father goes, yeah, the demons, the Oni have taken my deal, and yes, cool, ঠিক আছে, mom firstborn to nise. Then he calls the maid who birthed the whatever they're called, the handmaiden or whatever, and says, ja etare nodite phalai diye. And so she basically walks off with the kid, and then the moment she's gonna like sink it or drown it in the water, she goes, acha, you want to live? You know what, I'll give you a chance. I'm gonna put you on a boat. And then she puts him on a boat, and then she sends him off, and then she gets immediately eaten by a demon for whatever reason.
I mean,
Anyways,
that sounds interesting, but why is it boring?
okay, let me go on. Then what happens is basically he gets picked up by a guy who used to work for another very evil warlord, and then that guy was like, yeah, I'm sick and tired of killing people, I'm gonna go kill myself. So he jumps off a cliff, but that guy doesn't die either. He ends up in some foreign land
So
where
these
he
people
learns
suck at killing themselves.
yeah, kind of. And then he pretty much goes off to some foreign land and learns how to make prosthetics. So what he does is he comes back to Japan, and then he goes visiting all the great. Well, technically he lives in a village, and okhane shob duniyar shob manusra ashe jader hat nai, pa nai, tang nai, and he builds prosthetics for them. And then for something happens, and then he says, you know what, fuck it, this is not a penance. This is how I'm going to do penance. I'm going to go to all these battlefields, and where these people are dying with no legs, arms, and whatever, I'm going to give these dead people, shape and form so that they can get into heaven. He comes across that boat which has the unformed baby in it, And so he gives it a whole prosthetic, so a mask and hands and legs and a spine and glass eyes and everything. And this kid, as he grows up, he realizes that this kid has something special, and so he trains him in combat. And therefore, combat shikar pore, he suddenly realizes this kid is blind, but what he can see is he can see the soul of things. So he can see demons from humans. So demons have red aura and humans have white aura, and very good people have green aura. So anyways, he starts killing the red aura shit, and then one time he kills one of the demons that is the red aura, and he suddenly realizes it gives him a body part back. So he starts hunting down those 12 demons who has his body parts. So that's his journey, and he doesn't know where he's from or anything. On the other hand, Daigo, his father, has had a new kid, and he has raised that kid to be a gigantic asshole and the new king of the land. And the final battle is going to be between these two brothers at the end.
Oh, okay.
Because if he gets all his body parts back, the deal with the demons is off, and then Daigo's land just goes to shit again. So Daigo has to kill him. And so Daigo, tasks his new son to go, you fucking go kill your brother. And that the kid's like, you're my brother, whatever was done to you was pretty shit, but I like my land and I like the people in it and I want to be a good king, so fuck you, you're gonna die. And the problem with this whole thing is the narrative. This is a movie, right? It's as you can't do much more than a movie. Like 12 boss fights and a final fight. So it's either a movie. Yeah, so you can either do it as a movie. Like the original story is about 48 demons. So etar jonno to 12ta demon korche. So he should have it should have been basically 13 episodes. So when they went to make it a 24 episodes, you have very many monster of the week episodes. So you have episodes where like there's the spider demon who falls in love with a human being, and that is an entire episode where nothing's happening, and a spider demon is in love with a human tamiki korpo. Othoba there's a waterfall demon who basically steals other people's faces, and that's an entire episode. And our problem with this you see the guy till the part I've seen till like episode 16, he doesn't have a vocal cord, so he doesn't speak. So he has no personality other than he's like really badass and just does badass things. But like, see, if he can't speak, he doesn't have a personality. And তার সাথে দিছে হইতেছে ডোরোরো নামে একটা বাচ্চারে, ওর আবার পুরো আলাদা একটা প্লট লাইন আছে. And this kid who I thought was a girl at first turns out to be a boy, and it's just a talkatively insanely hyper একটা annoying একটা বাচ্চা. And he or she, they say boy, but I'm pretty sure that's a girl. And he keeps on doing this shit and keeps on talking all the time, and it just gets really annoying really, really fast. And you're like, okay, like the first core is the first time he actually meets his brother. So you have 12 episodes pore, you're in the main story. And then 13th episode থেকে আবার শুরু হয়ে যায় আজের জিনিসপত্র. It's really well animated, like and the see, this is like Sakuga heaven হওয়া উচিত ছিল এটা, like for Mappa at least. Like continuously they could do like cool boss fights, but the hero is so overpowered. He just like any demon is like 1 or 2 slashes away, then he just wins. Like there's no, like I haven't seen anything like one of the demons actually took his leg, his newly regrown leg, ওটা খায় ফেলাইছিল, and then I was like, okay, finally something happened, he got dealt a heavy blow. But like 20 minutes pore, by the end of the episode, he goes and one shot the demon and gets his leg back. So I was like, the fuck is going on? Like there's no impending sense of threat or anything or progression, and it just goes on and on and on. It's just so annoying. Like, and so many multiple plot lines, konotai kothao jaitese na, just fucking annoying. Acha Soler ki bolteche, people keep complaining about how the plot isn't good, but here's the thing, you read stuff from mangaka like Tite Kubo and Ogure Ito for the aesthetics, because you won't get shit like that anywhere else. There's also only one thing on this. That's fine. Look, I agree with the fact that art style is good, but like that's good for like 4 episodes, 5 episodes in terms of anime. I'm not gonna watch a 24 episode anime just because of the art. Although, This thing. So back talking of animes, anime the কথা বললাম যেহেতু টিটে কুবোর ইয়ে আসছে. The manga that I read is I actually even did a video for it. I don't know what YouTube's fucking around with that. Is Kubo's new manga Burn the Witch, which I absolutely loved. The problem with that is how I think Shonen Jump handled it. I don't think the one shot was a Shonen Jump.
Alright.
The one shot,
I only read the
was
one shot and the first chapter. I mean, second or third chapter পড়াইও নাই আমার.
yeah, but the one shot was on something else. I forgot what it was on. Some other jump. Is there any other jump thing or I don't know, some other shonen magazine? That's what the one shot was on. But it did not get a serialization on that magazine. It got a serialization on Shonen Jump. And so what he did was he did the one shot and then he did 4 episodes or 4 chapters of a manga, which are actually a little bit bigger than normal normal chapters.
Three
And
chapters.
3 chapters?
It's one shot and then 3 chapters. Yeah.
That's a one shot, and he did 3 chapters, which in total becomes like a 4-chapter mini series. And then he got like a serialization offer for season 2. And then what happened was when the anime came out, it was based on just the 3 chapters, not the one shot. So it's like a whole jumbled up mess that if you want to get the whole story, you need to read the first chapter, or well, all the 4 chapters, and watch the manga, the anime, which was again released as a movie in Japan, but on the streaming services, it's a 3-episode TV series. So it's like a giant mess. And I haven't seen the movie, but apparently the movie has more parts that are not in the TV series. Kichu part
Wait.
cuts.
So they cut shit in the TV show?
Yeah, they cut shit in the TV show that is in, because basically they wanted to make it enticing for Japanese people to go and watch it in theaters, because COVID er jonno. So I think they cut, but it doesn't hamper your. If you don't know about it, you won't know that you're missing something, right? So or জিনিসটা আর কি ওরকম. It's because like the tentative connection to Bleach is shown right at the end of the 3 episodes, but in the movie there's a little bit more explanation as to how they're connected to the Bleach world or to Soul Society.
Right.
So basically arki Burn the Witch, I'm sorry the video is up, but I don't think anybody can watch it, so I'll have to go through this explanation. Is basically হচ্ছে যে Soul Society East হচ্ছে the one that we know of the Gotei 13. That's Soul Society East that we know. But Soul Society has 4 branches. It has Soul Society East, West, North, and South. I don't know what North and South is or where they are located. Soul Society West is basically located in London. And it's not located in London, it's located into a mirror universe like Stranger Things upside down or moto. There's a place called Reverse London, which is right underneath London. And oikhane hocche Soul Society West boshe, which they're known as Wingbind. And they have their own system of captains and everything like that. And I think they're called the Top of Horns. It's been like 3 weeks, so I might be fucking up the names. They got the Top of Horns, and they have like 12 I don't remember how many. They have like 10 or 12 captains like that. But these guys are not captains in the sense that these guys are not warriors. Like Gotei 13 to shobai out and out warrior, excepting I think the weird blackface guy with the caterpillar. That guy's a researcher.
He's also shobai warrior. Like they're all fighters.
They're like all warrior fighters, right? But like in Wingbind, they're not warriors. So you have the Inks. The Inks are basically, they are the fighters. They use all the high level magic and they can fight. And then you have the shepherds or the rarers, who are the pipes basically, and they other cards হচ্ছে, oh by the way, they fight dragons instead of hollows in Soul Society West or Wingbind. So এখানের main threat হচ্ছে dragons, and dragons, they come in different shapes and sizes. So you have good dragons, you have bad dragons, and they use dragons for everything, like communication and raising crops and farmland shit and traveling and all that. Everything's done by dragons. So a dragon দের করার জন্য বিভিন্ন there's a group called Patchworks. Other captain, the other কাজ হচ্ছে to deal with corpses of dragons. The shepherds are the pipes and stuff like that, and then you have the billionaires, who are the accountants, and then you have these musicians. They I don't know, there's this dragon song or something that we don't know about, but basically it's like Gotei 13, but these are more specialized. They're not all fighters, except in the Inks none of them are fighters. They're more into different parts of dragon related shit. Even like I said, they have an accountant, but they have different kind of magic. Each of them use different kind of magic. Like the inks, they use sigil magic. So they basically carry around spray paint cans, and they can spray paint stuff on it and draw magic out from that. So anyways, there are we have two heroines. I fucking don't remember the names. I completely don't remember the name. There's a blonde one and there's a brunette one. So yeah. So the blonde and brunette heroines, there are point of view characters into this world, and blah 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 blah. Shit happens, and we find out there are 12 dragons of legend. They're named after 12 fairy tales, and we see one of them. They're called Martians. Martians means fairy tale in German, and we see the first one. Okay, we see one of them.
Navid Mama's here.
Navid Mama or Navid Mama?
Navid Mama.
Acha. So we see one of them, and it's called, like I said, there are 12 of them. Then they're named after all famous fairy tales. So you have Cinderella, you have Red Rose, and you have Red Riding Hood and shit like that. They're named after all the famous fairy tales. And the one that they fight in this anime or in the manga is called Cinderella, and it's like, you know, it starts with like a normal drag. Okay. Nav, what are you doing, man?
Lowering his volume.
Yeah, just lower his volume.
He left.
Okay. So basically, they fight Cinderella. Cinderella starts off like a normal normal dragon, and then suddenly in moonlight, it grows into this giant thing. I'm probably spoiling this for a lot of people, but I don't know. You guys probably won't even watch it or reach it. Anyways, so a big fight takes place with the leader of the Inks and these two girls. So I'm not going to tell you anything on how it ends and what happens. And there are other stuff in there that is pretty good. The best thing about the manga or the anime, which is a very close adaptation, the Kubor je jinishgula chilo in Bleach that I haven't read Bleach fully or haven't watched it fully. So I'm a Bleach near auto, but the stuff that we have talked about, me and Rafi, like I've talked about with you. The issues that I have, like Bleach feels like a rehash, like, you know, the Huokomondo arc feels exactly like the Soul Society arc, you know. So a karone, like I was like, yeah, he does characters really well, but he has only one story to tell, and which is why Soul Society I think is one of the it's like in the top 3 my favorite shonen arcs, like right after Marineford I would say is the Soul Society arc. But like oi jayga theke he has bought something that was so missing in Bleach. Like Bleach has world building, but Bleacher world building is not like crazy insane like something like Naruto or One Piece. But Naruto's fault is in a different place. Naruto fucks up its own world building. So Kishimoto's problem on no jagah. Like he stopped following his own rules and all following his own timeline and shit like that. But Bleach was more like an abstract painting in terms of world building. And his world building was very much like his art. It was very moody and it was very not concrete or comprehensive. But come to Burn the Witch, Kubo is like doing world building like a lot more like Oda Sensei. So if you read the one shot, he has like Oda Sensei style paneling kora. Je এই ড্রাগনটা এটা করে, এই ড্রাগনটা এটা করে, এই ড্রাগনটা এটা করে, এই ড্রাগনটা এটা করে, and এই ড্রাগনগুলোকে দেখে হচ্ছে এই গ্রুপ, এই ড্রাগন, and there's like a seriously nice solid world building there, which is what I thought always was missing from Kubo's work on Bleach. And so when he brings the way he writes cool characters, like Kubo is so good at writing cool characters. Like the Ink's leader in Nam, I don't remember his first name, but I remember his last name because it's Bang Knife. And Bang Knife.
Bang Knife?
Yeah, it's Bang Knife. I forgot what the first part of his name was. Hello.
What's up, guys? Sorry,
What's up?
A bit late.
It's all
Is
right.
there music going on in the background?
Yes, we're listening to Chinese exotic music, which is totally
I
not
was going crazy. I'm like, why is there
Not
music going on in
copyrighted,
the
not
back?
copyrighted.
which is totally not. This is totally authentic Chinese music, and not at all meme music.
I'm
So,
pretty sure they play this shit at Chinese weddings.
No, I actually heard the original song. It's actually there's no remix done to it. This is the actual song by
Exactly. Exactly. It's just a
so
loop.
it's authentic. It's just a loop, and the video makes it offensive. Like the video.
Gundam Style মতো নাকি something like that.
No. A lot
No,
worse.
That's more offensive than that.
just look it up. Just look up Ching Chong Hanchi.
That's terrible.
Tom Chin Cheng Hanji. You have to put Tom
Anyways, so like ওই জায়গাতে ছিল না কুবোর যে উইকনেসটা ছিল in terms of world building and storytelling, but he was also good at mysteries. Like in terms of Bleach ও অনেকগুলো thread, like you have been reading Bleach, so we'll talk about Bleach as well. Like আমার যতটুকু Bleach মনে আছে, but the things that were in Bleach, like you know when Ichigo goes inside him and he sees Zanpakuto as a person, and it turns out exactly to look like the king of the
Quincy's walk.
Quincy's, the king of the Quincy's, and I was like, that was gonna lead something.
Yawak.
Yeah, basically Yahweh.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. So you know, stuff like that. You know, that does that lead anywhere? That why Zanpakuto and Yawak looks exactly the same?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
Yep.
know that.
Yes.
Of course they look the
Direct
same. That
connection
was the
আছে।
point.
Acha.
And like there was a reason that he kept showing up, you know.
Oh, okay. But like I said, no, that's a mystery. That threads ওইগুলা কিন্তু খুব ভালো মতো কুবো সেট করতে জানে. So come to when he was doing Burn the Witch, but you know he only has 4 chapters, or he has only 3 episodes in anime or a movie or however you want to talk about it. But
It's
he
a
has
movie,
yeah, so he has left like certain threads in there as well that you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, you know, because you have threads like there are 12 merchants or 12 fairy tale dragons. We've only seen one. You know, there's this little mystery about a Duta Mayor boss. Or who is he? And you know, stuff like that. And then we haven't even seen like 11 of the other top of the horns. And we haven't even seen the one that একটা তো আসেই নেই মিটিং এ.
Nah, just
There's like one. Yeah, so we just saw Bang Knife. Hugo Bang Knife? What was his full name? Oh man, he's such a badass name. Hugo Bang Knife or something like that. So like yeah, we just saw Bang Knife fight. And Bang Knife is basically Grimjaw meets Ichigo. That's how cool he is, and then you know, like I like it in the video, like I said, like when he goes to fight, he takes off his bandana and puts it in his mouth, and that's a skull face, like Ichigo's hollow face. And suddenly this guy who was like, you know, 10 on 10 on cool is like 20 out of 10 on cool, suddenly just wearing a mask. And like Kubo's design, my god, he can draw like, you know, if somebody dressed like Kubo's designs in real life, you'll be like, ki boga chodor moto satche. But like when Kubo draws them and their design and their clothes and the fashion sense, like I remember, like if I remember nothing of Bleach, I remember the OPs, the openings, and you know, the splash page style je shobai ora fashion, you know, like Kubo should have been a fashion designer. Like simply, he should have been a fashion
designer. That's something Kubo has in common with Araki. Like both of them are very fucking stylish people, man.
But Araki is more like, you know, French, you know. I forgot the word is. Yeah, Art Nouveau, you know, all that horticulture bullshit style. Like ekebare like, you know, fashion designer. Like Kubo design stuff, like yeah, I want to rock that look kind of stuff. Like I want to rock like a t-shirt that's 2 sizes oversized with like that cargo pants like that and sneakers like that. So that's like Kubo draws like cool, and Araki draws like a little bit of weird all over the place stuff. And so when he does the designs on these girls, even though like they're wearing like schoolgirl uniforms, but or his design has characteristic, like the blonde one has her hair tells you je eta hocche wild one, and the brunette one or the quiet one, or black straight jet black hair straight, and her style tells you je na eta hocche quiet and calm and level headed one. So you know, he just does design so cool. So whatever weakness or perceived weakness Kubo had during his Bleach run, in Burn the Witch, it's gone. And I'm very sad that, you know, OA boyeshe eise eta korteche, because Burn the Witch deserves a serialization, a longer serialization.
It will get more parts.
I mean, I don't know how he's going.
It's getting a sequel manga.
It is getting a sequel. It is sequel. But the thing is, ওই জায়গা থেকে যদি আমরা চিন্তা করি, মানে he can't do even like 4 chapters without taking a break. So he is older, I guess. But like the things that were missing in Bleach, right? Like if you look at Bleach, as far as I remember, it was more, you felt more like, okay, he's making this up as he's going along. But when you come to Burn the Witch, he set up the story right away. In like 4 chapters, there are 12 dragons that they need to fight. You know who is going to fight them. You know who is where and ke kothay stand kortese, and he has the mystery set up. But like, in you going back to Bleach, you have the first arc, and you have the second arc, and you have Ichigo's mother's mystery, and then you have Hyukomondo, which feels like a same rehash of Soul Society and stuff like that. But it really feels like, okay, I think he's just copying himself.
But if Burn the Witch ended, didn't they like fix those problems? Like they're no more hunted and everything.
Burn the Witch ending it.
Ending it.
Well, Burn the Witch ending it.
They got absorbed of all that shit.
Yeah. They basically they did 2 things. They realized that this is the first time they've ever seen a Martian, and that was because of someone's power. So they decided to rescind the kill order on that guy.
Yeah.
So so if they rescind that kill order, then there is nothing. But that's a logical progression, right? It's an ass pull now. Okay, the problem just got solved because it was an ass pull. No, it wasn't. Right. It was like because the problem got solved because there's a logical reason that the problem got solved. There's a logical reason the problem started, and there was a logical compared to stuff like, again, compared to stuff like power ups, how it works in Bleach. It always আমার কাছে হঠাৎ করে মনে হতো কি আচ্ছা we are seeing Kenpachi fight Kenpachi এখন Ichigo stronger. Oh no, he takes an eye patch off and he becomes even stronger. Right. It's cool as fucking all fucking hell, but like it feels like an ass pull. Okay, that really has no logic. চোখ বন্ধ করে রাখলে পাওয়ার কম থাকে, চোখ খুলে রাখলে
চোখ বন্ধ করে তো বলে তো that's the ওদের কি বলে soul energy blocker.
Even even the tattoos that they have on themselves, which are also a limiter as well, which when broken they can level up again. But ওই জায়গা থেকে আর কি আমি চিন্তা করতেছি these are all things that feels a little ass bullish compared to what he's doing in Burn the Witch, where there's a logical progression in storytelling. So ওই জায়গা থেকে. But the other thing that's happening in anime tube on YouTube is basically there's beef going on between all the anime tubers about Bleach. Basically Bleach এর তো নতুন anime আসতেছে, so Bleach is relevant again. So the thousand year war arc Tora cover করে না. So ওই জায়গা থেকে they're doing it right now, and so Bleach is relevant again. So this famous YouTuber Super Eye Patch Wolf, right?
Yeah.
So like 4 years ago he did একটা video course in the fall of Bleach. And
can you guys like lower the volume of the music? I can barely hear you guys.
You have to lower it yourself. Just click on it, Mama.
Discord and you get to nije command.
Discord again. Groovy click karo, you can lower it.
You can mute it even.
Yeah, just mute it. Just mute it for you.
Where do I go on Discord?
Barsos.
No, I don't get it. Where do I go?
You're on your phone, right? Click on the call. Click on the call. Then click on like you'll see all of our names along with Groovy, right? And Groovy to click karo, you'll get a sound money. You'll get a meter. Just minimize it. You can পাইছো না?
কোথায় ক্লিক করব?
Groovy এর উপরে।
আচ্ছা, ওকে।
Did you get it?
না, ওইটা কমালে তো সবই কমে যায়।
না, খালি গ্রুভিটাকে কমা, আর কার কমাও না।
আচ্ছা, বুঝছি। Got it. Thank you. Good. I'm like so tech unsavvy, right? I'm like so
you
মানে ancient.
Rafi amare boomer ডাকে, but I'm like
আমি তো original OG man, like
boomer. Acha. So yeah. So that famous YouTuber Super Eye Patch Wolf, right? And he did like 4 years ago he did a video called The Fall of Bleach. And now that it's relevant again, pura YouTuber Bleach community ora pura dhuise. Then they research every facet of his video and said eta bhul. You have an agenda to take down Bleach. So he makes another video, Bleach, the fall of Bleach 4 years later, and then he corrects some of those mistakes. And anime YouTuber abar arekta video banayse. There's like 3-hour long response videos to his second video saying, "Oh, you said this wrong, and you said this wrong, and you said this wrong, and you said this wrong," and they're like, "Pura Bleach niye pura ekta iye cholteche." Like Bleach is suddenly relevant again. So like since you and Rafi are like Bleach fans, I figured you guys should talk about Bleach. Because Rafi about Bleach recently posted.
Oh, why? Seriously?
Yeah, I reread all of it because I was like,
noise.
So talk about Bleach. I'll be right back.
Alright. Munazama jeta bolo in terms of so that's something, right? The limiter plot hole. I remember talking to Munazama about this, so that's something that iPash Wolf nije point out korse. That's such a dumb aspect, right? When they're when basically that's like the first time the Arankars attack. Right. And they suddenly like you have a fighter mode, the Arankars are winning, and suddenly all the vice captains and the captains go, "Oh, we had our limiters. The limiters are now allowed to be lifted up." But the thing is, this isn't an asshole because they legit mentioned this right at the beginning of the Soul Society arc.
They've always used limiters.
They মুখের মধ্যেই বলে যে when we were on
how powerful their limiters are blocking and everything.
Like when like the first time Ichigo fights Renji মুখের মধ্যেই বলে when I was on Earth I was using a limiter, so I was 5 times. I was only using 20% of my power. So right now I'm 5 times stronger. Because এটা প্রথমেই বলে একদম প্রথমে. So it's like it's not an asshole because I remember when I was reading it for the second time, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna release their limiters, right? Because obviously, because we know that they have limiters on because they've already mentioned it like 4 times. So that's something that people notice as an asshole. But I'm like, but how is it an asshole? Kubo did mention this repeatedly. Like you should have just noticed it, or like যখন ওখানে যায় তখন মেনশন করে.
I think even block-এ বলে, even তোমার এই রেঞ্জির ফাইটার পরে when he fights
জারাকির সাথে ফাইট করে, বাট জারাকির সাথে তো লিমিটের কথা করে না, বাট বিয়াকুয়ার সাথে like Byakuya was, you know, like Ichigo got one shot by Byakuya and ও বলে যে that was with me with the limiter on. You imagine what the fuck I'm gonna do now and shit like that. It's like again they keep mentioning it. The limiter is a thing. You know it is. Like, why are people bitching about, you know, it's being an asshole? No, it's not an asshole. It's been established from before the society arc.
Plenty of time.
Just remember, like, that's why it's like when Kubo pulls it out, I'm like, all right, the limiters. That's the reaction that Kubo's hoping for, not the reaction that, oh, asshole. No, it was established. If it wasn't established, Tala boltam asshole, sure. But like, you think makes sense? Like, I don't. Here's the thing: assholes are like সবকিছুকে technically তুমি asshole বলতে পারো, right?
Well, technically তাহলে পুরো One Piece কিন্তু অনেক
One Piece না, One Piece তো আছে। Dragon Ball তো পুরো asshole দিয়ে ভরা, right? It's all asshole.
Dragon Ball তো আমি বাদই দিলাম। Dragon Ball আমি চিৎকার দিলে আমার I level up.
So you know, shonens are asshole by nature. That is the storyline. That is the fucking structure.
Nothing is as pulley as God of High School. That's like
no. God of High School on no reason. ওইটা again আমি তোমাকে আগেও বলছি, God of High School is literally a love letter, and God of High School তোমার মানে they changed a lot of things in the anime. They changed a lot of things. Like it's a lot more fast paced. Like মাঝখানে অনেক development, অনেক stuff that should have happened completely ignored. Even the like
they really go through the stories really fast and focus more on the action
fights. They just focus on the fights.
এটা ওরা করছে, ওরা they were like, you know what, আমাকে সব টাকা চলে যেতেছে এই ফাইটস যেগুলো বানাইতে, fuck everything else, let's just do fights.
Keep on making fights, right?
No, but that's not their fault. That's not their fault because the webtoon is also like that. The webtoon is story আছে, but পরের দিকে you understand more of the story. In the beginning, it is basically just fights. Like in the beginning, it is supposed to be mysterious. Like what the fuck are Nox, right? What is the god? But what is the supreme god? What's the other? But basically, okay. So this is spoilers, but I'll just give a basic example to basic explanation to anyone who is confused. Like Tomra. So in the God of High School world, there's 3 dimensions, right? Well, now there's a lot of dimensions, but technically you have 3 races. So you have the demons or monsters. Who aren't really demons or monsters, they're just a specific type of creatures. Then you have the gods, again, not really gods, but they're like godly beings, and they're like the pagan gods in Supernatural, right? And then you have the humans. So back in the ancient times,
wait. Wouldn't you say even with the legendary warriors? That's also one of the race, right?
No. Those are humans. Like legendary warriors, মানে তুমি এদের কথা বলতেছো? Who are you talking about?
Legendary warriors বলতে তোমার ওইটার মতো যে fate grants তে ওই unlimited blade works এর মতো, like
মানে you're talking about the things that they borrow power from.
The girl.
No, those are not a different race. Those are not a different race. That's still a human. That's just an ancient human warrior.
ওটা কি but legendary warrior.
But that's still humans. Like a legendary warrior could be a god, a human, a monster, whatever. So anyway, so you have এই তিনটা ক্যাটাগরি আছে, right? So in the ancient, like in the old days, I don't know when, there was a taboo imposed on the humans, ঠিক আছে, that prevents them from attacking the gods. They can't attack gods, right? They are not allowed to attack them. And the person
they're not allowed to, but ওই যে ট্যাবুটা হলো যে
taboo ভাঙে, the key can break it. The key can break it, and the key is the nine tails. Ilpio.
Yeah, the nine tails. Yeah.
Because the nine tails, when back when it was guarding heaven, it got mad and yeeted the shit out of a bunch of crap, right?
Yeah.
So on the other hand, years ago, one of the monsters, right, the strongest monster, went on a rampage against the gods and beat all of them, including the supreme god Mithra. Myra bhotta mane khaya felse, literally khaya felse. The monkey king, Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
Now the humans, and okay, so at the end of the day, now who do you think is the main bad guy?
It's not Park Museum. It's probably I think his grandfather is going to be the main bad guy.
It's Park Museum. His grandfather's amazing. It's Park Museum.
Oh, Park Museum is the main bad guy? Are you serious?
Karan, here's the thing.
I actually liked him.
No. He's not a black and white bad guy.
Why are you guys spoiling shit for each other?
No.
I've seen it. I've seen the first season, so I know Park Museum K. I know.
No. Park Museum is not, again, he's not a grey, he's not a full-on black and white bad guy. He's very great. Because Park Museum's entire shtick হচ্ছে কি humans. He hates the gods, he hates the monsters. ঠিক আছে? His entire shit is humanism. Like he just wants the humans to reign supreme.
Right.
ঠিক আছে? That's why I said like Nox is trying to revive Tathagata, as in the supreme god, and Park Museum is trying to revive him, to not revive but kill him. Park Museum just wants the taboo lifted.
But the magician comes and like pura Noxer godtare bhorta banai diye.
Though that's not really the supreme god. Those are just like Nephilims and angels and shit like that.
No. He brought out the black thing that comes out of the door, and then the black thing turns into তোমার বুদ্ধার একটা
the statue. Yeah. ওইটা basically just represented. No. The actual god is dead on the moon.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He's dead on the moon, but
I'm not even kidding. His skeleton is literally like on the fucking moon, and obviously Sun Wukong put him there.
The moon is his ball. The moon left nut.
No, but he's just dead on the moon. That's what you say. So anyways, so basically the major conflict হচ্ছে that the gods want to just fuck over humans, because they're like fuck you, like they don't care. The gods basically just want to kill the human. When the gods are introduced, they're all the year gods, like Odin's there, Satan's there, Thor's there, all that shit, because even Hercules is there, like half god half human, whatever.
Wow.
এর সবাই আছে, অনেক gods, different types of like all the Hindu gods.
Basically this guy just went, you know what, I don't have any ideas.
No, it's fan fiction. God of High School is peak fan fiction. I'm তো বলছি না, it's a love letter to all the shonens. It is basically peak fan fiction. ঠিক আছে? You take elements from Naruto, Bleach, fucking Dragon Ball, everything you can. Like you have the Nine Tails, you have Goku, you have the Monkey King, and they're both characters that fight each other. They're rivals. Goku and Naruto.
তোরা কখনো ক্লেমোর নামে একটা মাঙ্গা আছে পড়ছস?
ক্লেমোর অ্যানিমেটেড একটু দেখছি, মাঙ্গাটা জীবনে পড়ি নাই।
না, same. I'm like Rafi. মাঙ্গাটা পড়ি নাই, অ্যানিমেটেড একটু দেখছি।
The anime wasn't finished. I don't know. I don't even know if it was Claymore a shonen or a seinen.
It's seinen, right? Yeah, Claymore should be a seinen. It's dark fantasy. I remember that.
It's very dark. It's about warrior chicks, arki. So
Yeah.
And it's like really bloody and violent. So I don't think it's
Claymore পড়তে হবে. I still have to read Claymore and Kingdom. These are the two things that have been on my list. আমি ধরি করে ধরি।
আচ্ছা, মাঝখানে একটা anime খুব হইছিল না, although it had like 3D CG modeling stuff, about a guy and a little kid in a samurai war, not Dororo. not fucking Dororo. Fuck Dororo. Like it's got like really gorgeous art and something. I forgot the name of it. I mean, trailer mailer dekha pore bhule gechi etar kotha.
এটা কোনে কত আগে?
Berserk.
Last year, no, dude.
Shut up,
Oh
Raj.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up,
Thanks,
Raj.
Sword of the Immortal নাকি?
No. I
no.
think I know what you're talking about. ওই যে Netflix এ ছিল, right?
I think it was on Netflix. It's like last year or something, like very recent. Like it had gorgeous art, even though some of it was 3D CG modeling. It had gorgeous art. I forgot what the name of the thing was. It's like about a guy and a kid, a bearded guy and a kid, and they fight wolves and shit in the middle of a war. It's like realistic, not fantasy shit.
Raised by Wolves.
What?
ভাই বুঝতো নতুন শো।
Raised by
রাজ কে না রাজের চর্চা। Shut the fuck up, Raj.
He said anime, not TV series.
Like so helpful, Raj, so helpful. And I'll find it. I'll go
Our
look
boss bike, I can't remember. I don't know.
But nah, in the
I'll do
name, the premise sounds familiar.
I'll go look it up একটু পরে.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Drifters, right? তুমি যেটা বলছো এটা না, I'm thinking of Drifters.
না ও তো বললো recent বের হয়েছে।
না, Drifters তো recent ছিল। Drifters কি অনেক পুরান নাকি? Drifters 2000।
আচ্ছা, are they going to remake Get Backers? Because I want to watch Get Backers and I can't watch the old anime.
Go watch the old anime. Just go watch the old anime.
It's so weird looking and so yeah. Is the anime finished though?
না
Get Backers
it didn't.
I don't think so.
No, it didn't.
I really want to watch Get Backers.
Get
But I
back
want
to
a
শেষ
remake.
করে দেয়।
Am I talking about Golden Kamui? I need to look it up. Let me see what Golden Kamui is.
No. Golden Kamuy is about, it's not about like samurais. Golden Kamuy to they search for the gold. Like it starts off with the escaped
I think
prisoner. You're not talking about Golden Kamuy.
I think I'm talking about Golden Kamui. Yeah, I'm talking about Golden Kamui. Yeah.
Why? Then the premise is wrong. They're not samurais.
Fine, they have guns.
Hey, they're fucking soldiers.
Yeah,
They literally have guns.
I just remembered a guy wearing Jotaro's cap and a wolf and a little kid.
Hey, that is Golden Kamuy. তুমি Jotaro scam বললে আমি বলতে পারতাম বাল।
Thank you, Shams.
I didn't see this one.
You're more helpful than Raj is.
In all fairness, a lamppost is more helpful than Raj's, but thank
Raised
you.
by wolves.
Raised by imbeciles. Fuck off, Raj.
Golden Kamui is the shit. Is it that good?
I read the manga. I read like 20-30 chapters of the manga. It's pretty fucking good.
I mean, trailer dekha, I was like, oh shit, man, this looks so good. I need to watch it. This is
It's in its third season.
Acha,
Wow.
speaking of mangas versus animes. আমি তো Jujutsu Kaisen এর দেখলাম 2টা episodes. I loved it. But Rafi, আমার কি কত, what do you mean like it falls off?
Alright, শোনো. Here's the thing. Another example. I'm the kind of person.
It can start. It can be good, right?
No. I'm the kind of person who can. I have a low threshold for garbage. Take us. I can handle trash. I read through the entirety of so many bad webtoons and I'm like, yeah, as long as there's something to keep me hooked, I don't give a shit.
Okay, আমি এখন একটা কথা বলি, let me interrupt you
বলো।
every time. হ্যাঁ, I'm like, you know what, Rafi আমারে কয়, মামা read Solo Leveling or read Novelist or read God of High School. It started with God of High School, right? Like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. He's like, mama, read God of High School. And he keeps on spamming me like panels, right? So every time he like sends me like, hey mama, poro. So I go to one of these websites to go read any webtoon. What eventually ends up happening is I start reading hentai, like literally manhwa hentai, and dude, the art is so gorgeous.
And
Nice.
that's why I don't send him this anymore. আমি এখন আর পাঠাই না।
It's like it beats out fucking real porn or any Japanese hentai, any dude, it's so good. Like I don't even remember the names of shit. Like I read one where this woman, this guy rents an apartment and there's a ghost of a woman that lives there and he starts fucking the ghost. And ghost sex is apparently like way more amazing than normal people sex. But since he's having sex with the ghost, it gives him major game. So what happens is now he's like randomly any woman that he sees wants to fuck him because the ghost fucking has given him like some kind of pheromones or some shit. And so he's randomly fucking women chul katte gese, chul kattese je beti, she gets horny, she closes the store and starts doing him right and there, then and there. Train is coming back home late at night and the woman sitting across the, and there's nobody in the train, so they start doing it right then and there, and it's like, and the art is
basically
share the name of this great manga for us viewers.
Munazil Mama is just describing typical smut. This is typical like hentai smut as well, except it has better art.
Dude, it is so well drawn. Like, I read this and I was like, acha, thik ase. And then Rafi is like, next week or the week after. And dude, I read it like, I don't read shit like, normally you guys read manga, right? But that I was like, laptop shara raat porchi, laptop ghura jete bow dekhte na pare ki portesi, and I'm going to work, I'm reading it on the phone, and then I'm reading it at work and shit like that, and I went through the whole thing.
It's so addictive.
Yeah, and every time Rafi is like asking me, Mama ki koro? I'm like, manhwa pori, and he's thinking I'm reading God of High School, right? I'm not clearing it up. And then like we go through that thing, and then he like a week later he's like to me, koto dur? I'm like, I didn't read God of my High School, I read this. I was like, oh my god, God of High School. So again I go into the site to read God of High School, and then again I find another hentai manhwa, and I start reading that. And this one is about a guy who basically drinks a potion or a scientific chemical shit that makes him insanely attractive to women. So every time he goes anywhere, so whenever women come in close contact with him, they get horny and they start fucking him. But there's also a mafia.
Does all of this come down to him getting like super pheromones?
It's like serious self-placement, self-insert. and this guy goes working out, and his trainer comes and touches him, and it works on guys as well. So those chapters I skip. So those chapters I don't read. So I have my limits.
এই মেগাটার নাম কি মানে
I absolutely don't remember. I absolutely don't remember.
Party pooper. No good.
And it's like
you need to memorize the names. When you randomly start reading something like this, you need to tell people.
I have found that my greatest weakness to reading manga and manhwa is hentai. Like, I don't watch hentai. Like, I don't
you like to read it.
Dude, I love reading it. It's so good. Like, actually, most of the time when I'm watching hentai and shit like that, since I'm married, I'm sound off kura dekhi. Right? So I don't get the story most of the time, or the emotion, or the feelings behind it. But when I'm reading it, I'm like really into it.
Oh yeah, they named the thing you're talking about. It's Sweet Guy. Oh, Sweet Guy is the one Ratul used to read. Rajmone Asana.
Okay, Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Like Rafi, I remember he was trying to convince me to read this. Like, Rafi, dude, this is so cool. Read it. I mean, after chapter I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude,
I like fighting.
It gets so good.
I want people to kill each other. You stupid cunt.
Dude, trust me. Those stories are so
having
good.
a fit, আর আরেকজন is like পুরো প্রেস করে যাচ্ছে, এটা এত ভালো, এটা পড়ার সময় আমি দিনরাত 24 ঘন্টা পড়ছি, বউ থেকে লুকাই পড়ছি।
আমার তো বুঝতে হবে না তো, ঠিক আছে, মানে আমি বালের মানে পড়তে সারা রাত ধরে জাগি shit like Gans.
The sweet guy is the one that is about the chemical that gets inserted in his body, and then he starts fucking random people in random places. I will find the ghost one out. I will find it out. Don't worry. I need to go into my old laptop. It's already bookmarked. I'll find it and I'll send you guys the link. But it's so good. Like, but the thing is, yeah, of course. But the thing is, Janos, like we've watched so much porn in our lives that we're desensitized to it. Reading manhwa feels like I'm those old school feelings of first time watching porn or doing something that I'm not supposed to do.
Oh my god, it's like so dirty.
It's like instant. Oh no, I'm reading dirty comics. And the thing is, like Korean shit is like very well built. Like, it's composed really well, and it's like there's like
drawn very well.
Yeah, drawn to pore ase. That's like the number one thing. Like, everything else, it's like they're telling you a good story with it. You start feeling for this guy. This guy's having so much sex that he's actually sad about it. Like, sex has no meaning for him. So that's some deep shit, right? Like, he's Like all these big
It's
titty
literally One Punch
anime-
Man about sex.
I'm not even crying right now. Like totally, I'm not even gonna cry. I don't feel sad for this guy, man.
all these big titted women that he's fucking, sex has lost meaning for him. And and I'm like, oh my god, this is quite deep. I wonder what that feels like. And how many pieces of fiction makes you wonder shit like that, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna read a manhwa tonight. I'm absolutely sure right now. I'm भूले गए
Go read actual manhwas, you piece of shit.
It's so bad.
Hi guys.
Hey,
Rudra.
Sorry for being so late. My PC wasn't booting.
No.
your PC took only 49 minutes to boot, and it's cool. We were talking about very important stuff, anyways.
Yeah, like,
No,
So,
like you
know,
said, so I told you I'd
really,
be like
really
here in
stuff.
10 minutes. So because
Yeah.
I thought I'm just gonna eat and come in.
Yeah.
But দেখি কেউ রান্না করে নাই, so I had to like help my mom cook, then eat, then এসে দেখি PC boot করে না। এতক্ষণে I realized that it's because আমার portable hard drive like লাগায় রাখছিলাম, so এটা
Yeah.
boot করতে দিতেছে না for some reason. After I disconnected it, boot হইলো। Okay,
Your
sorry
Windows
listeners for
automa-
the snippet into my personal life.
As long as you are not fucking random women everywhere.
Yeah,
else,
we're
it's-
talking
it's
about the
so
fact that
That
interesting.
would
Munazim
probably
Mama-
be better than what I was actually doing.
But you see, AJ Rodrojo life story ta bolun na, that's in those stories as well. So it becomes really realistic, and you get invested in this guy's story.
Everything besides the pheromones that make you irresistible to women. Everything else is realistic.
Like
আচ্ছা আজকের topic কি?
this is our topic হচ্ছে how Rafi makes me read shit. Hold on. So like Rafi has been on my case about reading Gantz for like years. Like ever since I've known him, he was like,
I should
Mama
be on your
Gantz
case
পড়ো।
for not reading Gantz. Gantz is amazing.
পড়ছে,
So
he read it.
পরে তো পড়ছি, like I read the whole
অনেক
thing.
গালি খাইছে, অনেক গালি খাইছে।
অনেক গালি খাওয়ার পরে, and Rafi was like, Mama Gantz পড়ো, and I saw the anime before I read the
Oh, man.
manga. I saw the anime, so I was like, dude, Gantz is bullshit. It's an interesting concept, but they couldn't execute it, and I hated it. And it was good, but it wasn't. And then he's like, Mama,
It wasn't
পড়ো,
just the fact that animeta ঠিকমতো শেষ করে নাই. Like production itself was very
yeah,
weird to watch. Like it
Yeah.
didn't feel good to watch.
Yeah, it absolutely did not. So I was like, yeah, I'm not watching Gantz. I'm not reading Gantz. And then he sends me this few panels to show that the hero, I forgot his name again. Jaiho.
Kurono.
Kurono. He's like, Mama, Kurono is a scumbag. He's an asshole. You're going to you're going to enjoy reading about this guy's redemption arc. And I'm like, no, কতটুকু বেশ scumbag হবে? And there's this plot in Gantz where he tries to sort of rape a girl, but he doesn't really rape a girl. He's like being, if you have to live here with me, you need to have sex with me type of scumbaggy. And so he
Kurono's a piece of shit. He's an awful human being.
right? And he sends me that chapter. He just sends me that chapter, right? And that chapter was so titillating because nothing really happens. But this guy's such a scumbag, and he's trying to, and I was like, yeah, I relate to that. If I was that age and there was a girl sleeping next to me, I'd probably force her to have sex with me too.
So Mama related to being a scumbag.
Gantz is basically the epitome of how fucked up situations can either make you like a good or a bad person, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and that's
take the
portrayed
best
really
and
well.
worst out of you.
That's
Like,
really
the
portrayed
thing-
in all the different characters as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's the thing about Gantz. Like Gantz's subversion ta. Like I was reading Gantz and it was like, okay, yeah, this is good, this is fun, this is a great manga, and all that shit. But they had a very distinct subversion in the sense যে ওরা কুরোনোর ক্যারেক্টারটাকে একরকম দেখাইছে, and the friend, I forgot his name as well. And
Kato,
the friend
Kato.
Kato was a typical
Kato.
shonen hero. He is the shonen hero. And when they kill Kato off, again, spoilers for a 20-year-old manga. When they kill Kato off, and at that point I was like, wait, usually it's the scumbag who dies, right? So you don't really feel bad for the scumbag. But they killed the shonen guy off, and that was when it was like intention ta chilo ki this is not your typical manga, shonen manga type of jinish na eta. And that is when I was like, okay, this is very literally he's subverting everything that we come to expect from action manga and stuff like that. The other fucked up stuff is fine, but like the overall theme was actually, okay, you know what, we're gonna kill the ready-made hero off and make the scumbag into a hero.
No,
And he-
best part ছিল হচ্ছে the way that the relationship between the scumbag and the made hero, right?
Yeah.
That's a very cool dynamic because so Kato based his entire personality, right? His heroic, good guy personality on the Kurono he knew growing up.
Yeah, on an
Right.
idea of Kurono.
On an idea of Kurono, on his idealized version of Kurono. That's what Kato idolized as a kid. And
It was
so
like
as he
basically based on one thing that
Yeah,
he perceived
that he
differently,
perceived
right?
differently, yeah. And when Kato dies, Kurono then ends up basing his personality on Kato, who based his personality on young Kurono. So Kurono is just basing it on him, like on himself, just
But
indirectly.
no. But Kurono was his intention behind the event that actually inspired Kato. His intention was not to do that. His intention was not to.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he was just trying to be cool.
Kato perceived it
Kato
very
perceived it very
differently.
differently. Kurono was trying to be a cool kid. Kurono was just an asshole. But that's the point, man. It's the idealization, right? Like, man, Kurono, Kato idealized version of Kurono.
Gantz is the only manga that I've read, or the anime to nai. Only manga I've read. What happens in manga or shit like this is when you're such a long-running series, escalation korte, you don't know how to end it. But Gantz is the only one, even though, like, I would say third act kichu jagate on the alien ship and the giant kids and all that, and humans as pets and all that shit, it gets a little bit off track. But the guy who wrote, I forgot his name. I don't know who wrote it. Oko. He actually had the ending in mind as to how this is going to end. So when the escalation happens, even the escalation is a subversion on stuff like Gurren Lagann. Right, and it becomes a fight between two guys fighting for the universe instead of two guys fighting using the universe's weapon. It's so well done. Gantz might be one of the and you think the art is
Gantz is basically the best action horror, basically.
Yeah. কোনো কথা নেই.
And dude, the tits! Oh my god, this guy can draw tits.
Dude,
It's
the tit monster,
Oh, yeah, the titty monster, giant titty monster.
titty monster. I was so surprised they actually put that into the movie.
Oh yeah, they cut a lot of things, right? I was expecting that to be one of them.
But they removed how the guy dives headfirst into the monster.
Tries to
ওই
fuck it.
character-টাকে তো
Character
বাদ
নাই, the ওই তো
doesn't that guy rape the monster?
yeah, he
দিছে। Yeah,
rapes the
ওই
monster.
character-টাকেই বাদ দিয়ে দিছে মুভিতে।
Yeah.
Because the Osaka team was
dude.
fucked up, man. The Osaka team were like a bunch of maniacs.
The Osaka arc was actually the best arc. It
Yeah,
was,
man, it was
the
fucked
It
most-
was insane.
It was
insane.
so
It was
fucked
insane. It was insane.
Like-
Gantz, আমার favorite arc কোনটা জানো? Or at least not favorite, but the one that induced most feeling in me. Cell Junior arc, the shorty alien arc.
the shorty alien.
I'm boli. So it's like right after the Buddha mission. Buddha mission কি হয়? Everyone dies, right?
Yeah.
Kurono is the only one who barely survives, and Kato obviously dies while killing the bad guy, while killing the alien. And Kurono একটা কুতায় like হাত পা সব কাটা, he's just barely breathing. So he manages to make the teleport home, and he's alive. So the next mission is him alone against the shorty aliens. Right?
It's the bird kid,
It's
right?
the bird kids. It's the bird kid aliens. Yeah. যেগুলো ও মারে, Kurono কুতায় মারে, right? He wipes out most of them. But then the next day, he doesn't finish the mission as far as I remember, right? He doesn't finish it. The mission timer runs out. He fails and he comes back because again he's alone. He can't take on so many fucking monsters on him by himself. The next day he's in school, and so how Gantz works is like রাত্রে বেলা তো যে aliens এর সাথে deal করে in the like alternate like visual spectrum. So in the real world you only see the damage, you don't see the monsters, right?
না
Kurono স্কুলে ওর মাথার মধ্যে the short alien speaks while he's in class. I found you, বড় করে.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I remember the intense fear in Kurono's eyes while he was fighting them as well, because he's alone. This is the first time he's been fully alone. And everyone he knows just died yesterday. He doesn't know what the fuck to do.
He was wearing the suit, right?
Yeah. In school he was wearing the suit. Yeah,
speaking on his
creepy alien is speaking in his head এবং বলতেছে that I found you and I'm here to avenge my brethren. মানে even you understand the creepy alien. The alien isn't here to মানে alien isn't here for evil purposes. Kurono killed his family. The alien's just here to avenge them. So you're like, that makes sense. And then the alien just starts wiping out everyone in like class and keeps going, do you not feel anything? These are your allies. And Kurono's like, fuck that, just runs away.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. It's like, I just grew up with this. Like, fuck these people. He just runs away.
And that, like, at one point in the manga, suddenly Kurono realizes, wait, I'm a superhero.
What is Buddha mission? Buddha mission arc.
Buddha mission,
That
right?
is that's why the Buddha mission arc is such a big deal, because it starts
Right.
off with Kurono at his peak, right? Because
Yeah.
আগের দুইটা মিশনে Kurono won. He was badass, and ওই মিশনের শুরুতে, right before the mission happens, the Tomb Raider chick lets him have sex with him.
Yeah,
So Kurono's
and
at his
the-
peak.
they're like jumping over rooftops and
they're
they're
just
like
being kick-ass, they're just killing everything. Kurono গিয়ে সব বুদ্ধা মারতেছে, like big ass একটা বুদ্ধা alien. Kurono just কি করে, he uses his signature move, which he ends the manga with, by the way, the one where he pulls himself and basically shoots himself as a slay, as a dart, like uses the ground and hits himself into the fucking like skull, like as a bullet. He basically does a headshot using himself as a bullet to the giant monster. So ওই সব করার পরে, and then obviously when the real Buddhas show up, and when it turns out that
the real Buddha was the real Buddha, they were like fighting choto statues.
Even when they fight the big guys, when the big guys weren't even the big threats, it was the fucking like the mini 3 ones that were just sitting inside and doing nothing. Oh man, Buddha mission was terrifying. Tarpori, that's why the shorty alien mission is so scary, because again, Kurono was a superhero, Kurono felt cool, everyone died. Kurono barely survived, and now Kurono's a pussy.
Like, Gans is basically, it is like so good at subverting your expectations. The writer builds up your expectations to a certain way. Then you're thinking, okay, this is how it's going to go, because those are like like obviously at a certain point, hero is at the peak of his power. I know how this is going to go now. He's going to have an easy win. There are no easy wins ever in this thing. They're not. Everything has a cost. But the thing about that is like oi chapter er moddhe he will subvert your expectations. Like most mangas ki kore, they give you losses and losses and losses. You're losing the war, but you win battles here and there. Like Ganse, you never win. It's just nihilistic to the point you suddenly start thinking about your own point of view on life. That okay,
that's the thing. The best thing, like, it's not just an edgy action thing. Like it feels like that when you start reading, but there's actually like so many philosophical aspects to everything that happens.
I mean, that's Oku in a nutshell. That's how Oku writes shit. Like Inuyashiki to Iruko. Because at the end of the day, Oku hates people.
Inuyashiki kind of,
but like, no, it's not as good
executed
as
well.
No. It was nowhere near as executed as well as Gans. Inuyashiki was a good, fun ride, but it wasn't as memorable. Nowhere near. Gans to Gans. Dude, Gans, I'm an akbar pora hoise, man. I still read that shit every year because it's just that fun. Also, another thing about Gans, very fast read. Because majority of the chapters are action, and even the dialogue is like এক পেজের মধ্যে একটা word. So 18টা পেজে 18টা word.
And the thing is key, the mystery is consistent. Like he gives you clues. The pacing, that's basically talking about when we talk about pacing, like most people don't understand what pacing is. So what he does is there's this overarching mystery of what the fuck is going on, but when he gives you the hints as to what is going on, it comes at the right time. So it's enough of a mystery for you to go, okay, let me see what happens next. So the pacing is brilliant as well. Like it's overall, and the art and everything, and like he's one of those mangas. He used, I think back then he used like CG modeling in a manga for the first time. Like all the background and stuff is all 3D modeled and stuff like that. But the characters are all 2D hand drawn and stuff like that. So it creates this manga that looks like nothing else I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen anything that looks like that. So it's just in itself, it's just a fucking weird actor boy. And I loved it. I didn't realize how much I loved it till I ended it, and then I questioned, the things that I just read. And it's because the thing is, it gives you what you give it. If you just read it like an action thing, you'll be like, acha, thik ache. It'll get your blood pumping, it'll get your dick rising and all that shit. But like when the cerebral aspect of it is when you sit down and you think, acha, what is this guy trying to tell you? And then you suddenly realize, what? He's just showing you a hyper realized or a super sensationalized version of reality. Because all the fucked up things that you see in that, they aren't that fucked up compared to what we do to each other on a daily basis, like humankind on its own. So, hey, আমার কাছে দেখা মনে হচ্ছে, wait, these guys are facing certain death and they're raping people. And, you go to a war zone, that's literally what's happening anyways. So, ওই জায়গা থেকে you suddenly start thinking that this is a very nihilistic take on life, but it's very realistic. And that's when you start realizing that, what? Because, like, we are all heroes in our own stories. So, ওই জায়গা থেকে, excepting Kurono, he doesn't think of himself as the hero. He is forced to become the hero, but he's literally just like us. Like, think about like how we say Peter Parker is like the everyman relatable superhero, but at the end of the day, Peter Parker is even if you go back to the fact that he wanted to make
He's
money.
basically our ideological best.
He's still exactly. He's lawful good. Kurono is like I said, যদি আমি একটা মায়ের লগে থাকতাম and I was 16 years old, I would try to get to fuck her too. ওই জায়গা
scumbag. Yeah.
Scumbag. ওই জায়গা থেকে you realize his journey to becoming this savior of the universe, savior of Earth, hero status, that had to be earned way more than normal any other hero that I've ever actually read. So ওই জায়গা থেকে it's like you relate to it so hard. Like Gantz is one of those mangas. I thank Rafi for making me reading it. Is like anybody who asks me, "Bhai, আমি manga পড়তে চাই কি পড়বো?" I don't care how old he is. Gantz দিয়ে শুরু কর. It's like I'll probably fuck you up for life and you need therapy, but I don't care. It's probably
also just for reference, I mean Gantz is very iffy in like today's culture. Like it would be very hated because again, constant rape, obviously.
Dude, there's a guy
constant homophobia.
There's a
blackface massacring people. There's literally a fucking arc where a guy is in blackface doing a mass shooting. That's an arc.
Wow.
It's like literally he couldn't be able to write this shit now. Like I mean, you compare to what writers have to go through. Like কয়দিন আগে দেখতেছিলাম জাপানে সিরিয়াস চিল্লাচিল্লি হইতেছে. That character in My Hero Academia with the balls on his head. I forgot his name.
The hentai one.
Mineta is like, so there was this little pura ekdom halchal cholteche ki hoyse. Mineta is his only characteristic is that he's a pervert. Like all he does is he's a pervert. And it can we show a pervert like in a kids show, like continuously all he does is like make googly eyes at women and drool and shit like that. And I'm like, have you guys not watched any other shonen in the last 50
I mean,
years?
honestly, like I get some of the criticism.
But I get the
Mineta because
criticism. Doesn't have any character.
Mineta doesn't have like it's just a gag. There's no real meaning to it. It doesn't prove anything or show anything of value.
But but the thing about like any other medium, like I mean যেটা খেয়াল করতেছি like as I'm getting older, I don't know why I prefer manga and anime over comics and western shit. But like shit like I remember when I was a kid and I watched Golden Boy. Have you guys watched Golden Boy?
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. When I saw Golden Boy as a kid, it was all a gag sexy anime. And like I rewatched Golden Boy recently, right? And now like I understand the protagonist a lot better now that I'm older, and as to what his struggles and the things he's going through, and that's in there if you want to find it. And the thing about comics is very surface level because they cannot change heroes from what they were when they were conceived. Spider-Man till the day they actually
stopped. Mainstream comics এর কথা বলতেছি. Even if it's indie comics, একটা কিন্তু আছে like there's a bit of like it's always trying to be more flashy. Like even indie comics.
Yeah.
Like there's always an emphasis on making it flashy.
That's the industry.
Yeah, but it's like, which is why Tom King is different. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But it's like in comics, it's more like event based rather than character based. Like ঘটনাটা কি ঘটতেছে, প্লটটা কি করতেছে, plot based more than character based. But compared to like some of the greatest mangas or animes ever written, like there could be a panel of just a guy's face, like pages and pages of just a guy's face.
There are manga which are like events are completely random. The whole thing, like the whole point is character growth and character development.
That's what I'm saying. There's something like Golden Boy, right? It's literally gags after gags with tits and ass. But there is growth there. If you watch the thing, that this guy grows up through all the gags and the tits and shit like that. And that's what I find missing in even something as absolute boring ass shit crap like Dororo. There's literally a metaphor for growth there, that as this guy's getting his body parts back, he's growing up himself as a person. And you see Dororo's growth as well in that, and it's like, as shit as it is, I can see the effort that goes behind it. Which is something that I don't get from Western media. A lot of Western media does not give me that shit.
They don't a lot of the writers in the West just don't understand the nuances of human personality. I feel like.
Yeah, they don't. You know, what I mean, the thing to this is Tom King, because I
Yeah.
just read Vision, right? And if you read Vision, you can read Vision on the surface as a robot wanting a family, and he's with the Avengers, and everything goes wrong, and he's back with the Avengers. But if you look at the nuance look of it and how he actually wrote it, and you start to think what it actually means to be human, like, because you and I, in a way, we can't actually question what it means to be human because we are human, right? So philosophical analogy or the understanding বা ওই জায়গা থেকে দেখার একটা জিনিস যে Vision wants to be human, and
Yeah.
I started questioning myself. Okay, what makes me human? Does it mean if I have friends, because I have a family and a wife, does that make me human? Because I have a job? At the end of the day, like, Vision tries all these things that he thinks makes him human, which are everything that we do. Like, আমরা মানুষ হিসেবে যা করি. But what happens? Everything just it just ends up going wrong. And at the end of the day, he doesn't really find the answer to what it means to being human, because he went to war. He went to war with the Avengers. Like, literally, he went with wars just because of his wife and his son. And just because of his son, he went and he beat the entire fucking Avengers, all of them. Chuida gang banai falai pura Avengers ko. Just to get inside and kill the guy who killed his son. And spoilers for something that came out like 5 years ago. But he
It's
just
a show about manga. No one reads comics here.
no one reads comics. But like, and that was the first time I was reading a Western comic, and I was like, and the other one is again a Tom King, Mr. Miracle is again a Tom King thing, right? Like, I think he's the only Western writer who gets that Eastern philosophy.
His whole shtick is like, how people deal with human trauma and human, like, like shit like that.
Yeah. And that's why most of the Western audience hate him. Like, or Batman runner কেউ পছন্দ করে না, Vision রে নিয়ে মানুষ
Nobody likes this stuff.
Yeah,
nobody likes Mr. Miracle. Nobody likes like Vision. They're critically acclaimed, but how many normal people have read it?
Admittedly, or Batman run কয়েকটা জায়গায় একটু টানছে, but it was very well executed. It is the most human Batman we've ever seen.
Which is the problem with the fan base, because again, the fan base wants, they prefer, like, I'm gonna say legit argument about people bitching about how Snyder's Batman is the main Batman. Like, everyone loves Snyder's Batman. I still don't enjoy Snyder's Batman. Fuck Snyder's Batman.
Yeah, because he's unbeatable. When he works like a superhero. He's not human.
Not that. Scott Snyder. But like,
compare that to like even like সবাই এখন বলতেছে যে Jeff Jones writes Batman so well in Three Jokers, right? That is the Scott Snyder Batman that he's writing again. Except this one doesn't kick and punch, একটু কথা কথা বেশি বলে আর কি, মানে কথা বলে, because মারাত্মক বাকি নাই.
He hasn't sent anything valuable in these two like issues.
মানে ওটাই তো বললাম, ওর তো কিছু করার নাই, সব তো করতেছে Jason.
একটা single dialogue নাই that means anything.
Like Jason's the one doing everything, so he's like, I'm just gonna be a sidey in this shit.
Like, I liked the whole Jason and সাথে conversation of Joker, where like Jason, Joker was taunting Jason, saying যে okay, like Robin বানাই দিতেছে or whatever. Like, that was good. That was the only part I thought was good, because it made sense.
Yeah, that was, and I thought at that point it was going somewhere, and then suddenly it went nowhere and stuff like that. Let's not talk about comics.
And dude, like the Batgirl thing was just like, Jason doesn't feel love.
If you are in the Bat family, you are going to have to fuck Barbara. It's
literally
what's the whole deal
I think
with
we all
Jason?
want to be in the Bat family right now.
It's a thing.
Legit. So let's take a count. Take us Bruce, Dick, obviously. Tim in the Arkham games. Take us and Jason.
Joker in Killing Joke.
Damien Bucky. Poor kid. Probably future.
Joker in Killing Joke. Red Hood in
Damien MILF Barbara পাবে. Don't worry about it. There's going to be a MILF.
Oh yeah.
এখন তো Damien এর rebellious streak শুরু হবে, এখন দেখি কি করে.
Nice.
Oh, dude, তোমরা তো ভুলে গেলা ব্যাটম্যান বিয়ন্ডে wasn't
wait. এতক্ষণ ধরে রাজ কিচ্ছু বলে নাই, এই কথার মাঝখান দিয়ে রাজ একটা নাইস বলছে কিন্তু
Dude, do you realize Barbara even married like young Lucius Fox's son in Batman Beyond, right?
Who is a Batman? Who is a part of the Bat family?
Dude, and
He
if
lives
you
to fuck the
I
Bat
think-
family.
listen, we just don't know about it yet, but the Alfred fucking Barbara episode's coming out, or a show is coming out, or something is coming out.
Alfred is ghost. Alfred is dead.
আরে Pennyworth TV show আছে না?
এটা সিক্রেট, এটা পরে বাইর হবে, এটা হঠাৎ করে
There's a Pennyworth TV show আছে না? Pennyworth TV show. ওইটার মধ্যে time traveling Barbara.
it's going to be Batman's version of Sins Past.
Yes.
Oh god. No.
If Mark Miller ever writes Batman, he's gonna do that.
Yep.
Acha,
See, Raj is my boy. He gets
back
it,
to
man.
manga,
He
back to
gets it.
manga,
Mark
back to
Miller
manga.
allowed to write something like
getting back to mangas, Wano arc শেষ হইছে?
Nah.
Oh my god.
Dude, one arc is gonna take a while.
আর কয়
Yeah.
বছর?
It's gonna be a lomba একটা.
It's like
I
the
don't know. Give
third
it 2
last
years.
arc. It's like the third last arc. Of
Give it
course.
2 years.
Yeah, and Oda took another break.
Yeah,
so
Oda hasn't been
I
drawing
think
for that long.
Oda has COVID. I really think Oda has COVID because he exactly took a 2-week break. So 2 weeks is like the COVID quarantine period.
Para nai, Oda's fine. Oda's
Do-
fine, my man.
Do you think Oda has told anybody how he plans to end it?
Yes, that kid who was dying.
That kid's dead.
But he knew! He died knowing!
Now,
I hope it was a good ending.
I'm sure কিছু
I hope it was a good ending, মানে ছেলেটা মারা যাওয়ার আগে ওটা বলে যে দেখো
You know,
আসলে
dude,
এন্ডিংটা আমি
dude,
করবই না and
this
the
is-
kid
this
is
is
like
funniest-
what heart attack
this would be the funniest thing, right? That kid has a dying wish. Like it's like his dying wish, and his only wish is he wants to know the ending of One Piece. So he's like, he could have asked for like anything, right? Like I want to have sex with pre-Avengers Scarlett Johansson when she actually had
Right.
kids, and he could have actually had that kind of shit. And then he says, "Nah, I want to know what the ending of One Piece is." So that goes out to Oda, and Oda comes to him and Kane Bole, the ending of One Piece is Luffy is One Piece. He was always trying to find himself.
He is the One Piece.
And then kid
No,
Luffy died.
and you know who Zoro is? Two piece.
Zoro is 2-piece.
Sanji is Sanji Nami is 3-piece. Sanji is 5-piece. Usopp is 4-piece. They go in order.
One Piece was the friends we made along
One
the way.
Piece was the friends we made along the way.
And that kid's
But
like,
nah, unironically, I'm gonna bet that Luffy might actually turn out to be time traveling Joy Boy.
Huh? Because he fits
That's
Joy
the
Boy's
running
logic,
theory,
right?
right?
Yeah.
it is the right theory. But the thing is, Kianos, they actually stole this idea in God of War.
Huh.
Like I can't spoil God of War for you, but there is পড়তে না খেলতে হবে. There is this little thing in there that at the end it's revealed who what it is, and something happens in the middle of the game that makes sense that there is time travel and a pura jinishta in. So it was like I was like, okay, that's off One Piece. Did they just rip off One Piece? It's like because
একটা জিনিস আমার মজা লাগতেছে, টাইম ট্রাভেল হ্যাজ অলওয়েজ বিন আ সাই-ফাই থিং, ফ্যান্টাসি সেটিং এ হইলে একটা ডিফারেন্ট মজা আছে, লাইক এটা কিন্তু আমরা খুব একটা দেখি
see,
না।
when I was a kid, I saw this anime called Escaflowne, and
Oh,
I mean
man.
that's kind
It's
of
so good.
like sci-fi
It's
meets
so good.
fantasy.
I hated Escaflowne so much that I thought of giving up anime for a while, and then my friend said, "You know what, Acha, you did not like Escaflowne. I get it. It's weird and it's slow. You know what? You know what? No. You know what you should watch, and it will get you back into anime. Razafon.
Oh, right.
So none of you have actually watched Razafon.
I know
This
what it
joke
is.
would have landed.
Nope.
Razafon is basically what would happen if you tried to make an Eva clone but badly. So that's what Razafon is. It had a kick-ass OP song, but oh my god, that anime made no sense.
Did it save you? Did it save your anime watching experience?
Oh yeah, I gave up anime for like 5 years after that.
Oh, sweet. It worked.
I gave up anime. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Naruto brought me back. Like when Naruto and
Uh,
Bleach started, when the Naruto and Bleach started, that's when I came back into anime.
I would say Amaro Pothome, the first time I watched Escaflowne, I had a big problem. Like, I can't take this. It's just stupid. But like, I second try te, I watched the whole thing. I go there. But I actually liked the movie better than the series. Movie
Okay.
was more fun.
But dude, like, listen. Let me give it this one last shot. Read One Piece. You have
Hmm.
never experienced anything like it because there is nothing like it. আমি আমার লাইফে আমি গত এক বছর ধরে ওয়ান পিস পড়তেছি এক বছর I've read like first before the time skip I read in one go, then I gave it up for a few months, then I read after the
I
time
just
skip.
had like a conversation with a friend yesterday where like, okay, if you value our friendship, I will request one thing from you. জীবনে একটা
Read
জিনিস
One
হইলেও
Piece.
করবা, read
No,
One Piece.
like literally man, it should be a parameter for friendships. Like you want to be a nakama, you need to read, you need to read One Piece, because like no, it's not only because of that, because like the One Piece যখন আমি পড়া শুরু করছি, by the time I'm in chapter, I finished at chapter 910, then I stopped, which is when the current arc starts.
Wow.
So I want to read the arc because I can't do it weekly. আমার পক্ষে সম্ভব না. So
No.
I'm waiting till the way one arc ends and I'm gonna read the whole thing. But here's the thing: like everything I read, because I'm older now, I end up with a realization. Like আমি একটা কিছু দেখলে বা একটা কিছু পড়লে ওটা থেকে একটা realization নেই. So it's not surface level anymore for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's the point of art, man. That's the
yeah,
point.
exactly, but like I spent a lot of my years, like a lot of my time just doing it surface level, like just দেখছি মজা লাগছে
মজা লাগছে,
popcorn
হ্যাঁ,
খাইছি
হ্যাঁ,
শেষ. I didn't think about it beyond that, like, but I do that shit right now. So what happens is like after I was like, I think I was like till the first time skip, which is ends with the greatest arc in manga history, which is Marineford. There is nothing tops it, nothing beats it, nothing will ever top it or beat it. I don't care if it's shonen, seinen. I haven't seen anything. I've seen a lot and read a lot these few years. But like Marineford is, when I read Marineford, it was like 20 years old. So okay, I can imagine the hype of people who have actually read One Piece for like 20 years. They're like, oh my god, এটা কি পড়লাম? And I'm 20 years for with a head start on everything that came after I read it, and I was like, oh my god, এটা কি পড়লাম? Because like, dude, in the sense that Marineford is like somebody slapped you with a gigantic dick on your face and woke you up. It's like at a
Sounds
bhija
pleasant
একটা,
feeling.
it's like a bhija একটা dick নিয়ে এসে tash করে মারছে, and and you suddenly like, oh wait, what the hell just happened? It's that kind of an explosion.
That
Like,
sound like a very pleasant thing.
trust me, it is. I'm not making it sound. আমি এখন কি বলবো যে ভাই আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, gigantic দুধ দিয়ে এসে বাড়ি মারছে তোরে, two giant titties came and slapped you in the face.
That sounds much better.
That sounds much better, right? Fucking homophobe. Okay, so but the thing is, like, you feel like suddenly like, acha, you are looking at the world through a pinhole, and then suddenly it's 4K, 120 FPS, 120 hertz next gen gaming. Like, that is just the leap from where you were to where it takes you. That I'm talking about in a more of a structural sense or a compositional sense or a story sense. But like the realization that I'm talking about is like, I got really sad after I read One Piece because a lot of people I know, like in this channel right now, out of the 5 of us, you are the only one who hasn't read it. But like, in our friend circle, as we go larger and larger, you'll find like amra minority te. A lot of people have not read One Piece. Jara anime dekhe regularly, or One Piece dekheo nai, because the anime is frankly shit animation.
But someday I'll round these guys up and shame you guys. Why did you read One Piece?
No, the thing is, তখন I realized
800 chapters of it.
That's when I realized something, right? No matter how much we read, no matter how much we watch, there will still be great stories that we know nothing about, and I will die like that.
Yeah.
যে আমি হয়তো ওয়ার্ল্ডের বেস্ট স্টোরিটা না পড়েই মরে যাবো, and that scares me more than any other shit in the world. That because I will not have read or heard or known about the greatest story ever written, and so I feel so sad for you that what I consider to be the greatest story ever written is something that you're not reading, and then you're gonna die not knowing what One Piece is.
Mhm.
Hey, we're gonna die without ever knowing how Doctor Who ends. ঠিক
Who
আছে,
the
that's sad.
dude? No,
No. Doctor. No, I know how Doctor Who ended.
No,
No, I know how Doctor Who
it
ended.
hasn't ended.
Peter Capaldi became a woman. That's it. That's the end.
No,
তারপর
but
তো কিছু
dude,
বের
look,
হয় নাই, right?
আমি তোরে একটা কথা বলি।
Woman Doctor Who থেকে they'll go back to a man. People will jump
No,
back
no,
right
no,
on.
no, no.
Trust me.
They're going to
It's
a
not that
black
people
woman.
They're going to a black woman.
এখানে একটা ব্যাপার আছে, like এখানে
Really?
একটা
Next
স্টোরির ফরম্যাটের ব্যাপার আছে। There are
By
like the
একটা
best
point they're gonna
stories
go back to males
have
or transgender, whatever. Jack, go. Man.
like
Where's
the
the
most
Asian
meaningful.
Doctor Who?
Where's the Asian Doctor Who?
Okay, hold on. No, wait. No, I'm still on One Piece now. Raj, what's the only manga you read?
One Piece?
Do you read anything else?
No.
Did you need anything else?
No.
That's what I'm talking
No,
about.
no. Raj has read another manga. কি জানো?
Keep percent.
Guns.
Yeah, I did. I
Oh yeah, you
did.
need to.
That's
you
not
need
even a
to
joke.
read
Like
Gems.
খন্দকার আর
You need to
রাজ,
read
ঠিক
Gems.
আছে? Like I remember like এই দুজনের I just said কি যে তোরা তো মাঙ্গা পড়ছ না, in a first chapter একটু পড়, if you enjoy it keep reading it. 2 দিন পরে they're done. Both of them binged it.
And dude, that's the thing, right? One Piece দেখলে মনে হয় কি, oh my god, 910 chapters পড়ছে মুনাজিল, তাও আরো 100 চ্যাপ্টার বাকি আছে। ওখানে
কিচ্ছু না, it's nothing.
dude, it goes
I have
like
read all of One
you'll-
Piece 3 times.
you will just go through it like a fucking hot knife through butter, because number one, when you start it, you don't want to do anything else except read One Piece. It just takes over, like it like literally engrosses you. You just all the free time that you have, unless you're reading Korean hentai manhwa, is reading One Piece. Just it dude, I can't even explain to you. I'm the জীবনে কোনো কিছু এত করতে বলছি, excepting maybe watch
Like-
Hunter x Hunter.
না, আমি like Doctor Who যে কথাটা বলবো এটা নিয়ে like I want to say something.
Ball.
Like so we might never know how Doctor Who ends, but that's the thing, like the most meaningful stories are the ones that have a definitive beginning and an end.
Yeah.
Even if we're talking about characters like Batman and whatnot, like
Hmm.
the most meaningful stories are the single self-contained arcs.
Yeah.
So
See-
that's why, like, it doesn't matter that we don't know how Doctor Who ends. The best Doctor Who experiences are the single, like, cohesive stories. We
Right.
know how those end.
Yeah, but but wait. Achha, I
It's
totally
not.
get
It's not
that.
a
But
matter of how Doctor Who himself as a character, his story ends. Like, we kind of that's not the
no,
important.
but but see, that's to me, to my perspective. So, our perspective, I do want to know what happens to Doctor Who. That
But that's the thing. It's one of
Uh,
those
Doctor
formats
Who
where the
came in
character doesn't have an
what
end.
does he die?
Yeah.
Does he have a legacy? I do not know that. I would like to
But
know
look,
how
like, there's
does he
a-
end.
I think
it's a
I
format
love the
thing.
self-contained
It's
things.
not-
I've been
it's
reading
not
Doctor
one
Who
of
for
those things.
ages.
And
He
that
himself is his legacy, sort of.
I mean, in all fairness, you guys are talking about the future legacy of a character where the entire stick is time traveling. You know that there's
we literally know how it ends.
We know
by
how
the
it
way.
ends. We know. We have known how it ends since like Tenants.
Yeah, that's the whole River Song thing. We know how it ends.
Yeah, we know who
Yeah,
River Song is.
but it didn't. But it didn't.
But it will. It just will eventually. We
But
just know what's gonna
eventually,
happen.
we know that this is how definitively it will end,
And-
because it's written
yeah.
into the diary that she has. But how he gets there,
That's
that will
what
keep
we're
on
watching.
changing.
That's what we're watching. আর কিছুই না। হ্যাঁ।
Yeah, but do you really think it will actually get there? You think they're
No,
not gonna
No,
no,
প্রশ্ন না, প্রশ্ন না।
Never.
Of course not. Of course not.
Dude, this exact mindset is why Naruto has a son. Like literally, this exact mindset is why Naruto has a son. There is no need for it. But ওই জিনিসটা, okay, ও হোকাগে হয়ে গেল, তারপরে কি?
dude, like
That's
Naruto
not an ending.
ending,
তারপরে
Naruto's
Naruto
ending,
and Doctor Who both the
Naruto's
same.
definitive ending was Pain arc.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Pain arc.
was.
That was where Naruto ended for me. তারপরে
No,
nothing was
but
meaningful
that's
anymore.
that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I'm কালকে একটা video করলাম on Spider-Man, right? Reading recommendations, and I'm not saying, I can't recommend like stuff like read Amazing Spider-Man 1 থেকে শুরু করে whatever 900 issues there are.
Yeah.
না, সম্ভব না।
I have to pick chapters out of that run that, okay, this is a good run, this is a good run, and that's the problem with characters like this. You think আমার বাপের জন্মে শেষ হয় নাই, আমার জন্মে শেষ হবে না, আমার পোলার জন্মে শেষ হবে না, although I don't have a pola, ওর পোলার জন্মেও শেষ হবে না. This thing is going to keep on going on, and I don't enjoy that anymore. I really don't enjoy that anymore. And the problem, there's other problems with that. Like, listen, I'm reading One Piece, right? It's one guy's vision. So Luffy is Luffy is Luffy is Luffy is Luffy. You know, you don't have Tom King's Batman, Grant
if
Morrison's
format
Batman, Neil
like
Gaiman's Batman.
if format আরেকটা ব্যাপারও আছে like fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
আচ্ছা, মনে পড়লে we'll do another podcast. Okay, we have gone really off the rails tonight. Like they're going
Sorry,
to
okay, I remembered. Yeah.
Well, we
so,
should have played. It's not this.
yeah, boy.
like the thing about like এরকম continuous changes of the story, Doctor Who bolo, Batman bolo, One Piece bolo. One Piece might be a culmination of like multiple stories, but it's still one story. পুরাটা কিন্তু তাও একটা story. That's not the case with like these other formats.
Like আচ্ছা, আমরা তুই বুঝা, হ্যাঁ?
Tom King's Batman is one story. That's why as an arc it's good.
Let me ask you this. Spider-Man's goal as a character, what is his narrative goal?
I mean, he's basically just gonna be Spider-Man until he dies someday. That's
There is like he never said I'm going to make New York crime free. That's not his goal. And, you know, he's never going to say, you know what, I am going to be the greatest superhero the world has ever seen. You know, that's not his goal. So what is his goal? So you know,
he's
how
just gonna
long
save people as long as he's alive. That's
To be
it.
the
As long as you're
pirate
alive.
king. To be the pirate
He'll do the
king.
same thing today that we'll do
He
tomorrow.
will be
that
the
we'll
pirate
do
king. Shut up.
the next day.
now compare that to even the worst animes, right? Or the worst mangas. Chapter 1, you're clear by Hiroki Chai. Hero has a goal, he's working towards it. Like this is where Batman's different. This is the only place where Batman's different. Because Batman, as a child, he just decided, I'm going to end crime. Fuck it. I don't care how I do it. In Gotham, man, he's just
He'll
going to
never
take on
do
crime.
it, but you know,
He'll never
that's his
do it,
conviction.
but that's his and he makes himself a weapon against crime. And that's the most beautiful idea in comics till date. You know, even Spider-Man is the greatest character in comics, and Batman is the greatest idea in comics. He just says, because you know, when the shit that happens to him is because he's a child, he just decides, you know what, I'm gonna take on. Like there's even a panel in Grant Morrison's run, like Gordon jigesh kore, why do you decide to do it? I'm gonna take on crime, take on something as old as time. And he says, I figured I could take it. And that's such a badass line. Yeah, I figured I could take on a concept. I figured I could take on a social construct and beat it. And technically he does it, you know. Gothamer je crime, it does not exist as crime that we know it. তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ, গথামে কিন্তু কেউ, you know, hijack হইতেছে না, bank robbery হইতেছে না, rape হইতেছে না. Gotham is in a whole different level of crime. He literally ended crime. All the crime families are gone, all the mafias are gone, and all that shit is gone. Now you have clowns with fucking blimps. And you have
Every
like
action has a opposite and equal reaction.
Equal but opposite reaction. ঠিক আছে,
But
you
opposite
can-
reaction. Yeah.
so see, as a concept, Batman, that's what is amazing about Batman. As much as shit as I give the character, but he decided to take on crime and he beat crime, and crime in Gotham is on a whole different level now. And so that's amazing. And that's what you have in stuff like anime and manga that comics doesn't give you. Like if you look at it, like which is again bringing back to Tom King, Vision রানের মধ্যে Vision জিজ্ঞেস করে, কি জানি এটা জিজ্ঞেস করেন, Vision কয়, do you know who I am? I'm Vision, member of the Avengers. I have saved the world 23 times. Like he has an exact count as to how many times he has saved the world. And then in the next issue, he actually tells you, কয়বারও পৃথিবী, you know, he has saved the world. And he goes, okay, that time from Ultron again, Ultron. But see, that's goal. His goal is to save the world, and he is keeping track. So that is cohesive narrative storytelling. And comics these days doesn't have that.
No.
Because it's been just going on for so long. And you know, I inherently
ওটাই বলতেছিলাম যে it's the difference between a single story and multiple stories like পরপর.
Yep.
It just works differently.
like
And when I saw like with the Raj, they were putting up with the future state, right? I was like really excited, like okay, fine, they're gonna change something. And then it was like, oh, it's just a 2-month event. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny thing is that no one complained about the diverse characters like they did before.
No, it's good.
no. Well, on Twitter it's
No one just
divided.
gives a shit.
You know, on Twitter it's divided with the Nubian Wonder Woman. There are like two reactions. White boys going, "Oh no, not my Wonder Woman," and the other group going, "I want to lick her thighs." So there's like literally those are the two reactions on
I saw
fucking
more of
Twitter
the
right
latter,
now.
but yeah.
Oh yeah. I want to bury my face on those thighs. Like,
Everyone supports the latter. If you're sane, you support the latter.
like I remember that I watched an entire
pretty
anime on I watched an entire anime on Netflix because there was this girl called Rika, I think, and Rika has thighs. SSS Ultraman.
Yeah. You watched Gridman, which was one of the biggest animes, but yeah, I remember watching it just because of thighs.
Oh my god, those thighs!
Yeah,
Oh.
Wait, Gridman did it's
Thunder
actually good,
thighs.
right?
Yeah, it's good. And
Because
I watched a bit of it for the thighs, then I stopped.
Acha, like Gridman, you will enjoy Gridman if you watched the Totosatkus or whatever that's called. You know, like the TV shows with
Power Rangers, basically.
yeah, because Ora Korsiki, they had all the high-tech animation available to them, but they made the animation look like there was a guy inside the monster suit. একদম intentionally করছে এটা. So the whole show looks like there's a guy inside the giant robot and a guy inside the giant monster suit. So it brings it back, you know, it's a throwback to the Totosatkus of the old agency, and that works amazingly. If you're a fan of that shit like Gridman, Ultraman, and Guyver, and
Yeah,
all
Did
those,
anyone watch the new Ultraman, like the recent Ultraman?
No, the
Pretty
CG one, right?
yeah, it's pretty good.
না দেখিনি দেখবো না
But
Yeah, it's by
But
the
again,
standalone complex
go
guy.
again,
Secret,
you know,
right?
we keep linking into things.
Yeah.
If you enjoy shit like that, আমি জানি না নাভিদ তুই দেখছিস নাকি সামুরাই ফ্লামেঙ্কো. Samurai Flamenco is another. এটা রাফি আমার জোর করে দেখাইছে. Everything good that I've watched in life is probably Rafi জোর করে দেখাইছে. But like Samurai Flamenco বুঝছোস, it starts off as, you remember the bicycle guy in One Punch Man? It's that guy.
Kamen
And
Rider.
yeah, whatever. Kamen Rider. No, Kamen Rider তো আবার আলাদা Kamen Rider series আছে. Moomin Rider.
Moomin Rider. Sorry, Moomin Rider.
Right. It starts off as a series about Moomin Rider. It's a guy who is an actor and a model, and he wants to be a superhero, like the Sentai superheroes. So he dresses up like a donkey in a red suit, and basically his greatest achievement as a superhero is ekbata chhata রাইখা গেছিল, ওই বেটা ছাতা ফেরত দিয়ে আসছে ও। একবারটা ছাতা
ও
চুরি হয়ে
রাস্তায়
গেছে।
মানুষ সিগারেট খাইতেছে এবং নো স্মোকিং সাইনের নিচে ও হি ট্রাইস টু টেল দ্য গাই টু নট ডু দ্যাট এন্ড দ্য গাই বিটস হিম আপ
It's basically Japanese kick-ass, but like, you know, and you're like, you know what, this is like a nice slice of life, interesting, you know, character study about a guy with a mental problem, and you know, you like, you fucking enjoy that. You enjoy that for like 6 episodes, and then after 6 episodes you find out that he really is a superhero and he's going to lead a Power Rangers team, and there are giant aliens that exist and they are on Earth.
Oh wow!
and people actually start dying like bloody ঠিক আছে and then a genre shift basically.
It goes from a slice of life to a bloody people exploding, blood everywhere, guts and robots and mecha and superhero battle. Like it goes 0 to 100 like so fast. Whiplash, pura. It's so good. It is so good.
And it parodies a lot of shit. Like the ending is literally like it's Power Rangers to parody kortesi, but the ending, last arcta was basically an Evangelion parody. Like they parody everything. They pretty much
It's a parody
parody
of everything.
everything. The
It's
7
really
movie is
good.
fun as shit, and it has the best openings. I love the songs.
Sam Flam is basically what One Punch Man is to superheroes, and Sam Flam is basically what it is to Japanese superheroes.
Yeah, like the whole Japanese superheroes basically. Yeah, Japanese fiction. What
Yeah.
you could say.
Like, you know, Tengen Toppa is like basically thing to like mecha jonno, what it did for mecha subversion, that's it. So Hunter x Hunter is like a subversion of like shonens on in general, so Sam Flam is very good as well, you know.
The only problem is Flamenco animation is shitty because honestly they weren't really high budget. It's pretty
But
like
no, it was like when it was a slice of life. Tokon kintu even the umbrella episode I'm talking about, like he's
Tokon
like
it was
biking
pretty.
in the rain.
Tokon
It
it's
was
pretty.
very pretty, right?
পরের দিকে I guess they ran out of money.
Yeah, তখন পরে যখন they needed to do all the action sequences and punching monsters in the face and shit like that, I think they, you know, ran out of money.
But the openings were also really good. Like the first openings by Spire and the second ones by Flo.
Right. Oh, we were talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, and Rafi was going to tell us why it kind of
yes,
fell off. Yeah. Why did it fall off? What happened?
So আমি তো বলি I can handle shit like Bleach, আমি সবকিছু পড়তে পারি, right?
Right.
Jujutsu Kaisen মানে I don't know if it was the scanlation, like I might be the scanlation, ঠিক আছে? Because that's the major issue I've been facing for the past couple of years. It's like, you know, when the scanlations are like, তুমি যখন different scanlations পড়ো তখন যে একটা ভিডিওর মধ্যে একটা জিনিস বলতেছে, সেকেন্ড ভার্সনের মধ্যে অন্য জিনিস বলতেছে. So তখন you have to correlate that shit. And most of the times it's easy if it's coherent. But I remember Jujutsu Kaisen's lore-ta just felt dumb to me. Like I remember just going, this is stupid, and just deleting it. After I was 45 chapters in.
No, but like I watched 2 episodes of it.
No, it was fun. It's fun. Initially, on moja. It's like again, Jujutsu Kaisen is Naruto. It's Naruto meets Bleach.
Yeah, it is absolutely Naruto meets Bleach. Like it has that whole fish out of water scenario of Ichigo, plus it has the supporting character structure of Naruto. So it's like it's like the 2 episodes I saw, and the ending is just amazing. Ending
Ganta. I just keep watching the fucking, like, I love the ending is so good.
The ending is just amazing, and I saw 2 episodes, and it's Mappa, so the fights are fucking insane. And like it's the fights are magic based, but it's also basically curse based. The magic system is curse based. So like the okay, যদি আমি synopsis বলে দিই, এটা তো spoiler হওয়ার কথা না. Basically there are curses in the world, right? So in Japanese culture, they believe in curses, and they believe that places where people have very low and negative emotions, ওখানে অনেক build up হয় curses, and onis and demons show up. So you need to place a more powerful curse. So every school or hospital or prison has like choto cursed object thake okhane. So in our hero school there is this cursed finger ekta rakha ache. And what happens is something happens, he finds it, this cursed finger, and he ends up swallowing it. So the cursed finger ta jar chilo, he's inside this guy now. And his power just goes up like 10-fold. But he's so naturally athletically gifted that he can actually suppress the demon power that's inside him. And so this school of wizards, Harry Potter style, shows up, and like they're like, yeah, you need to figure out how to control your power and shit like that. And that's the story basically. So it's like shonen, pura uradhura maramari ase, and it's got, you know, like creepy ass demons and shit.
And like the supporting cast is pretty fucking interesting, honestly. Like actually moja, I'll give them that.
Yeah, like I don't remember any of them. The Kakashi ripoff guy. There's a guy who's like a complete ripoff of Kakashi, and he is so fucking cool. Like so fucking cool in the sense that it is basically Kakashi.
It's Kakashi. It's Kakashi in the modern world.
Yeah, and it's amazing, and like I am really looking forward to it. I hope it holds up till it falls off. So Jujutsu Kaisen is something you should really watch.
But I'm gonna watch the anime because why not?
Yeah, like, and everybody else, don't watch Dororo because fuck Dororo.
Where is my Chainsaw Man anime? Give me Chainsaw Man. That's what I want. Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man a cake caught up.
No.
আমি 4 chapters behind. Chainsaw Man. Don't spoil it. Chainsaw Man.
Without spoiling anything.
Just tell me like what's happening.
Without spoiling anything, explain to me the plot of Chainsaw Man.
Okay. So you have this kid. What he does is so he has debt, right?
Spoiling.
No, I'm not spoiling. I'm just telling you the basic premise. That's the first 2 chapters, right? So the kid has a lot of debt. So, his dad had debt, right? It was his dad. His dad had debt, and his dad died and shit like that. So, you know, like
The debt landed on him.
The debt landed on him. So the people that have the people that hold the debt, the mafia or whatever, the loan sharks, they now, you know, they're making him work for them to clear up the debt. So Oki kore basically, he প্রথমে তো he does normal hits, right, Rudra? নাকি? Or প্রথম থেকে is he taking down?
So he's just doing odd jobs and
he's doing odd jobs and shit, right, yeah. পরের দিকে he starts like, so he meets this when he's like sad and alone. It was at his dad's funeral. He meets this small devil, the chainsaw devil, right? And so he's doing odd jobs and shit like that. অনেক কিছু হয়, blah blah blah.
Like it's basically this dog with like
a chainsaw, a chainsaw for a head. The dog has a chainsaw for a head. It's a dog with a chainsaw for a head. It's the chainsaw devil. So anyways, so like একটা job there, one of the jobs is dealing with the demon, right? Dealing with the devil. It was like a minor devil, but obviously পারে না because he's just a kid, right? He's just a human. He's trying to use the chainsaw, but পারে না, so he dies. His heart is like, he dies. The chainsaw devil, his pet, goes inside him and tries to bring him back by being his heart.
Okay.
So he is literally half human, half devil. He's literally a devil man.
On all chainsaw.
Why did the chainsaw guy go inside him? Why?
But the dog, it's his dog, it loves him.
It's his dog.
The dog misses its owner. But he lives with the fucking
The
dog.
dog basically sacrifices its life to bring him back.
The dog basically becomes his heart and basically brings him back. So and I really love Chainsaw Man is Jujutsu Kaisen done better. Okay, like in terms of the premise and shit like that. So Chainsaw Man, the monsters and the evil things, they're all devils, right? And the way devils work is, so the strongest devils are the ones that the most people believe in. So think about it. There's the chainsaw devil, there's the shark devil, there's all different types of devils. You know what one of the most terrifying devils of all time is?
Devil May Cry.
The gun devil. I fucking hate you. You could have said Devil Man. You could have said so many things. You could have said Devil Man from Dragon Ball. Remember that fucking weirdo? Devil Wears Prada. Devil May Cry is a sentence, you fucking retard.
Wait, did you just say devils wear Sparta?
Devil Wears Prada. He said Prada. Why would Devil wear...
Dude, devil wears Sparta.
Crossover.
Not Prada, Sparta.
I hate you guys. Shut up. Oh my god.
Crossover time. Hey Capcom, make this crossover happen.
J-Ho. So all the
Dante
gun
and
devils.
Anne Hathaway.
Dante is played by Anne Hathaway. She can do a good Dante. She can do the DMC reboot Dante.
আচ্ছা ভাই তোমরা ক্লোজ করো 12টা বাজে
করতেছি So Chainsaw Man basically ওই devils গুলো তো মানে devils গুলো strong হচ্ছে depending on belief. So the gun devil is one of the most terrifying devils of all time. Right? And then there's primordial devils such as the darkness devil, shit like that. মানে shadow devil, মানে এরকম টাইপের বুঝছো? So মানে all the devils are based on public belief, public fear. The more people believe in you, the stronger you are as a devil. And it's like a Talpa from Supernatural. মনে আছে মামা? Basically ওই কনসেপ্টটা. So and ওইটাই, so you have the chains, and so the kid
there's an
is
organization
the organization who takes care of the devils, right?
Yeah.
So he's recruited
But
by
they're
them.
very human. But the way they have powers is that like if
They
a
have
human
contracts.
makes a deal with they have contracts with the devils. So ওরা কিছু একটা দিলে the devil will let them use their powers.
Yeah. Like lifespan, eyesight, shit like that. It's like Darker Than Black. It's the same logic. Like Darker Than Black, there's rumorations or something, right? Which every time they use their powers, they have to like
something has to be
so same logic, and it's done so well. Because so the art normally, right? It's very jaggedy.
I love this guy's art. আমার fire punch এত জোস লাগছে।
So cool, right? And so it was jaggedy and shit like that. And then when he becomes the like Chainsaw Man, when there's like the proper devil fights, right? When he unleashes the chainsaws from his body and shit like that.
এটা একটা problem, like এটা anime বানাইলে it will not look anywhere as good.
Like the art becomes so polished and smooth. ঠিক আছে? The art, like when something is meant to terrify you, it will terrify you. When something is meant to like awe you, it will awe you. So it's honestly, like Chainsaw Man is amazing. It's basically Jujutsu Kaisen done better.
Cool. So I need to check out Chainsaw Man. দেখি কয় chapter এখন?
I think it's on what?
I think 80 something.
80 something, yeah. I'm a lot behind, Rudra. Last I read was 67, so I'm like 30 chapters behind. Yeah, I'm like 20 chapters.
Dude, I think climax শুরু হইতেছে because অনেক fucked up জিনিস হচ্ছে দোস্ত।
Oh, I'll catch up.
I'm gonna start. No, well, not tonight. Tonight I want to watch this movie that came out, Love and Monsters.
Oh, right. Torn Bidithe নামাইছো?
হ্যাঁ না আমি থেকে না হইছি
রাত থেকে okay. না Torn Bidithe আমি দেখতেছিলাম because it was on Love and Monsters. Is it a Netflix thing or do we have to download it?
I don't know. It's basically Zombieland with monsters.
It has Dylan O'Brien. Yeah, I mean, নামাচ্ছি.
Yeah, it's Dylan O'Brien plus it's Zombieland with monsters. So I was like,
নামাচ্ছি. And Jessica Henwick. Very nice ass.
And Jessica Henwick.
Yeah, নামাচ্ছি.
Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging with us for goddamn 2 hours and shit. And we really appreciate you listening to us ramble on about so many different things and not just
Onijun
manga.
came in, right, and Onijun left, I think. But
Thanks
they were
to special
consistent
thanks to
viewers.
Solaire for sticking around like the whole show.
Yes, Solaire, like we really appreciate you, dude, and Shams as well. Really appreciate you, dude. Because I'm gonna read Sweet Guy again, and if you haven't told me the name of it,
Also Nanjiba, very much so thank you, Nanjiba.
oh, thank you, Nanjiba. And Nanjiba is probably thinking, "Jera Sharadin porn hentai pore."
Oh God.
It's not true. It just happens from time to time. When it does happen
it's
from
all
time to
bad.
time, it's probably a 24-hour binge at that point. But yeah,
Just manly things. Alright, just manly things. Anyways, but yeah. Thank you. Please tune in next week. We'll talk about something stupid. I don't know.
yeah. See you guys next week, and thank you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Alright,
See
good
ya.
night.
Good night.
Good night.